How often have you thought about just how interesting it would be to trace your family history? Many of us have thought about it, many of us have done it. But have you ever thought about the history of your home or the land it sits on? You ever wonder who else lived there besides you, or who slept in your bedroom? Whether the home maybe brought them good luck and maybe a good life, or did it have some bad memories for some of those homeowners? Or how your home and neighborhood have changed over the time. Here to explain what you might want to do for this is Fox Common Sense lawyer Shari O. Thanks for being here.
Sure.
Something I'm sure a lot of homeowners have never thought of. Is it difficult to do?
Actually, it's not. This is more like Magnum PI local detective than FBI or Interpol International, and that's because when you trace things like your family genealogy, people move, but homes don't move. So everything that you need to do is right in your own backyard, and that makes it a wonderful activity if you're looking for something to do with young children or maybe with older parents. It's a wonderful way to spend some time, and it may actually be financially beneficial, because here's the thing that we know about home buyers, Roxanne, is that sure, they look at the finances of your home, can they afford to buy it, and sure, they look at does it have enough rooms, is it in the right school district, but a big component of that decision is the emotional part. Can this house actually feel like a home to me? So if you do something like this, tracing the history of your home, and you put it in a family album, I mean, let's face it, in some ways our home is actually a member of the family, and you have that to present to buyers, it may be one of those things that helps them connect to your home better, and who knows, you may discover something really cool.
So like it might have a historical connection of some sort that might make a potential buyer very excited.
It could be very interesting.
Oh, cool.
In fact, I mentioned before, one woman who had called me a few years ago about this found that Judy Garland had actually slept in her bedroom as a guest of a former owner, and then ended up building relationships with all of these former owners, and was talking about having a picnic in her backyard for the former owners of the home.
A reunion. Well, how do you get started?
Yeah. Well, you want to start with the lowest lying fruit. So that's the easiest things, much of which nowadays you can do on the internet from your own home. So that includes looking at the title insurance that you got when you bought the home. That's going to start with the title commitment, and the policy will have a lot of that information for you. Talking to neighbors who may have been around, may have known the original owner, may have been there when the home was built, and of course looking at physical indicators on your home to see what the architectural style was, what additions were done, whatever information you can garner that way.
Well, actually talk to neighbors if you're around the area. Wow, that's interesting. All right, well now, none of those work, because I know one time we did this with my dad's home in North Weymouth, Massachusetts, but really all we did was the bring downs on the title searches, you know, you just, so if all that doesn't work, where else do you go?
Well, and that was probably a little more difficult because you were doing it remotely
right.
from here. Locally here, everything is literally right in your own backyard. So the first step that you want to look at is local public records. And again, a lot of this is online. You want to look at the county recording records and courthouse records, real estate tax records, maybe information at the building department like plans and permits and the Office of Vital Statistics. From that, you're going to find who owned it, the periods they owned it, you'll find how much they paid, what the house looked like, all of that information.
Well, that's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
really
and
get
then
the genealogy of your home.
Right, beyond that, you can look at your historical society, the library, get a ton of information about your home. It is really interesting.
Yeah, it's a nice, like you said, a family project to do.
Absolutely, and for more information, viewers can just find me at AskShariO.com. I'm happy to fill them in.
There you go. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Let's get back to the news desk.